guys, hey! So, a little video, heroic Sylvanas. Um, we did not kill her. We spent at least 2 hours last night. Part of it was relearning, part of it is we had one person that we asked to step out because they were 30 AI levels lower than us, and even going healing, it wasn't really helping us. Um, and I think that Blizzard did a good job with tuning these raids. But with that, we also have the fact that we are starting fresh raids, so we need fresh gear, and we really, I think, just need a little bit more gear and practice. So next round, I think we could probably kill Sylvanas. But this video is going to take us all the way through towards the very last platform. So you'll see the entire fight, other than the fact that we died. So I'm going to run it and do a little bit of voiceover stuff. I am going to mute the video, which I know is really sad because we have some lovely comedians in our guild. But I want to be able to explain a few things as we're going through here that I'm doing as a Resto Shaman that I feel make this fight a little bit better. So I'm going to let this start going. One thing is I am playing Kyrian. Got my Vesper Totem, got my pots. I opted this week to run Kyrian instead of Necro because we have one Resto Shaman or Druid. We have another one that swaps. I can battle Shammy very well. If you go check logs, I'm doing a lot more damage than the other shaman or other healers in our group. So it gives me a chance to have a little bit more fun, push out a little bit more damage, help the group as a whole, and still really keep up with my own personal jobs in this. I'm very competitive, so it's just kind of how I am. Plus, on this fight, having the Kyrian Vial will, in this phase 1, clear out your stacks. That way you can dodge chains if you are just in a group where you're struggling to get a hold of them. I had a really hard time, and other people desperately, they were getting like 5 and 6 stacks, and they were not able to get them cleared out. So I think it's easier to be Kyrian on this fight. When this was current content, I played a Holy Priest and I played Night Fae. So here you'll see I'm putting my Vesper Totem here in the middle where the mass of chains are at. This helps get a little burst of damage on them, a little chain heal action out on the melee that might actually be in there. So I think this is a better option on Sylvanas to help get the chains dealt with quickly. And with a 30-second cooldown almost, because it's hitting multiple items, the cooldown's pretty low. So I think it works out really well. You know, you're going to have to dodge lots of things. I'm sure most of you have seen this fight. You don't want to stand in swirlies. She does her darkness phase. You don't want to stand in that. And if you look over here on the left-hand side, I have my barbed arrow, and you can see, and I also have an extra one over here. You just don't want to be high on stacks. See, I'm at 1. I'm used to dodging it. So here's another round where I put my Vesper Totem, and you have to make sure, don't drop it before the chains start. If the chains begin, you're too soon. Alright, so here's her darkness, run out, no big deal, pew pew pew. I also, on her first darkness, I drop Mana Tide, and I have our Holy Priest go ahead and do Symbol. We thirsty. We are super thirsty throughout all of this. So we pop it often, pop it early. By popping it on the first one, I'm already normally around 80% on the first darkness. Popping it that early, I pretty much stay pretty good in mana. I know our Holy Priest, we get to phase 2 intermission, and I can drop Mana Tide and she can Symbol again, but she's down to like 40% mana at that point. It's pretty painful. Alright, so we're at the third darkness. Pew pew pew. You see she's at 87%. No big deal. I can honestly tell you, I don't know a lot about these chaotic essences. I don't do much with them. I don't interact with them. I'm very dependent on the other 14 people in this group to deal with it, so don't ask me anything about the seasonal effects of Chaotic Essence on this fight. I know they're killing it and they're getting stacks, and that's all I got. So you see at this one, I didn't have as good of timing. I still had 6 seconds left, but this is the big chain where everybody gets chained at the end of phase 1. That big line you just saw right there, you do not want to be in that. That is insta-death. And, you know, blue swirly still on the ground, no big deal. Pew, 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 pew. Get all your friends free. Don't stand in bad. This phase right here, people have died in our group on it, but really, as long as you get unchained and you're not in massive lag, it's fine. Oh, I didn't even notice Slap was right beside me there. Alright, so don't stand next to anybody, no big deal. I try to keep my flame dot on her, and I still get insta-procs through this, so I love it. As much flame as possible, anytime I can throw it out there. So, Mana Tide went down, she's gonna symbol. We also take this time as healers to use the City Downy mana potion. I don't remember what it's called. Again, you can see my mana. I'm at 100%. I'm not struggling with mana on this fight, but when I mained Holy Priest, my mic went out. When I've mained Holy Priest on this fight, I have had a horrible time with mana. I am always thirsty. So if you are a healer class that has mana issues, get the mana pots that make you sit down. Alright, so these guys are going to go and hurry up and interrupt. Get the mana pots that have you sit down and use it as soon as you get into that phase 2 intermission. Alright, so at this point I'm out of place, I'm moving. We're stacking together. We're going to just stand here and have a good time. Excuse me. We always stack the range and healers together on this. That way the darkness gets dropped in one spot, as you're about to see, and we can just move over to the side, which I find is a little bit hard to see, and I kind of go into my little ghost wolf form so I can try to find my tail. But, yeah, and then at this point, I normally hang towards the back throughout all of this. I like to have the space. Like right now, we need to spread. There's so many mechanics like this that I tend to hang back and let the other healers run up ahead. Another round of run, run, run. I normally watch Toenails. Back up. Normally on this, I will use my Vesper Totem on here. I will drop my Earthbind, or not my Earthbind, my Earthy, yeah, that one that I just popped. And then I will Capacitator Totem, if possible, and try to interrupt the little ads. Again, we had enough healing. It's not the end of the world for me to throw a little bit extra out here. Oh, poor Wake Horse, he had fallen off the little hole in the middle. We didn't see a lot of darkness happen on this bridge. Toenails to the left. There they go. Everybody's got to run up ahead and get her interrupted again. We did notice, though, when we were only 3 healing, we were having some phasing issues right here where we weren't getting that last toenail at the right time. And actually, after this bridge, you know, we'd go across this next bridge, she was phasing to the last bridge, and we couldn't interrupt her. We couldn't get over there because she was phasing way ahead of us. So going 4 healers, I think, slowed our DPS down, which wasn't ideal, but the phasing started actually cooperating. I don't know if this is a bug with Blizzard, I don't know. But that's the issue, and it was immediately fixed at 4 healers. Alright, run across again. Everybody's going to haul booty, try to get the interrupt going again, and then on this bridge, I am going to drop Spirit Link Totem on the melee and tanks. Right there. And get all my little ground stuff down because this one's pretty painful. I don't know if I did, but I would probably cap totem on this too, if possible. I don't know that they're interruptible, but any interrupt on these bridges is super huge. Toenails are about to come again from the right. Doop, doop, doop. There's the darkness. And we're back to running. Now, when we did this in progression, we would have a warlock get us halfway across the bridge by dropping a gate here and go all the way down. But our warlock's dead. Wake Horse is dead. So we didn't really have that option. This is another round of just pain and suffering. Melee is about to have to watch out majorly on this. There's a toenails that's going to come out right now, and that's going to basically destroy the melee if they don't watch where they're standing. Pew, 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 pew. There's going to be another darkness. That one was super. I don't understand how those landed on the left, off in the gaping abyss, but whatever, that's fine. Please excuse my dog. Hey, shh. So at this point, it's just about phasing now. We would want to be at 75% at this point. She's about to phase out to third phase. So we were pretty close. We would have been probably way below 75 if Wake Horse had been alive for this. But what are you going to do? So we're almost where we need to be to successfully do this fight. Got Wake Horse res, more stuff is going down. Dodge things on the ground. This is where all the chaos starts beginning. So I believe our tank was running around clearing platforms while we're doing this. Purple circles are bad. Get out of that. Yeah, you see her off to the left. She's with the green arrow above her head. She's clearing platforms while our warrior tank is tanking. We do have people call out for dispels on this. Stay out of those lines. I tried to use my Earth Ellie on this phase at the beginning to see if there was enough time to get two. Oh, I'm in the bad because it got dispelled on top of me and I didn't realize. There we go. But I don't believe I had the timing for two Earth Ellies in this. We do stack for the darkness that people get on them in this phase. That way we heal it off. Now everybody's got to run. We try to get people dispelled on that platform before we go. Now we have this nice clean platform. Ellie did a great job on this, I have to say. When we did this in progression, we had a Demon Hunter tank, I believe, did it instead, and Ellie did an amazing job. Alright, more darkness, more pain, more misery. I have lost Sylvie. She's at 71%. Alright, so we're stacking, trying to share the pain, get it off of everybody. Oh, there she is at 70%. So obviously 5%, 6% on one platform is really just not enough. We really, I don't know if it was the chaos or what, but you've got 4 platforms, 20% it's just not enough. You need to really be getting like 7% per platform. It just gets worse as you continue on. You see, I already popped my healing totem. I'm going to use the spirit link on the next platform. We do have, if you look, we've got one of our druids still has one. Our priest just used one of hers. In hindsight, we should have saved that. And I might talk to her later. Priesting on this fight is so fun, especially with cooldown reductions. If you have not holy priest this fight, back in progression, there was an amazing video that was showing getting through and using salvation. Was it salvation? To clear out so much stuff. It was just great. Everything about it was amazing. You see our tank over there cleaning the space. Cleaning the space. But, this is where it's going to start getting just awful and painful and miserable. Yeah. Out of the lines. And you really don't want people to have, yeah, here we go, the darkness, and then the pain. You don't want people to go into this right here with stacks. You want to clear it out. And then they changed something. I had taken a break after progression. They changed where we were standing at. So I 100% was guilty of being in the wrong spot coming through this portal because I tend to hide over on the side and please God help me, don't die. You see we're at 60%. We did not we have 10% still to go, I believe. It's just not enough. I decided we hit this platform and we just started falling over. Is the only way to explain it. So, yeah, that is Heroic Sylvanas on Fated Sanctum raids this time. You see, I popped out 2.6k for damage. I was at the bottom of the healing, but I'm sorry. Competing with Resto Druids is awful. They do an amazing job on all of these fights, and they go as crap, and that's a them problem. They can have my mana tide, but they can put so many hots out right now. It's ridiculous. So that is the fight. I think that there are some things we could change. You see where the angel is right now, our holy priest? That's where they wanted us to stand. As you see where I'm dead at here at the other side. I was in the wrong spot for what they wanted, but that is it, and that is our wipe. And hopefully that will give you some input on how to survive Heroic Sylvanas. Good luck!